dropped it again. I keep dropping these gemstones all over my carpet. So I'll have to find them. I don't want to suck them up in a vacuum. They're too pretty, so I'm going to be on a scavenger hunt in my carpet for gemstones. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montana Buck. If you're new here, in today's look I was so inspired by one of my favorite girls here on YouTube. She's a UK YouTuber based out of Scotland. Her name is Jamie Genevieve. Definitely go check her channel out if you have not already. She's so diligent. She's such a hard worker. She's consistent. Her makeup skills are insane, and I love her vlogs. So if you guys are into vlogs and if you're into makeup, which you're on my channel, so if you're watching makeup videos, definitely check out her channel. She is so incredible. This look that you see right now on me was inspired by a look that she created. It's a shame that I don't have a reference photo to show you guys the look that I am recreating, because the look that Jamie posted was on her Instagram stories. So as you know, every 24 hours the video just goes away. So I don't have anything to reference, but this is the look that I recreated. So if you want to see how I recreated this look inspired by Jamie, then just stay tuned. I already drew on my eyebrows. I will have all my products listed down below in the description box if you're curious as to what I use. Now we're gonna go in with a little bit of foundation. I'm gonna be doing a cocktail mixture of foundation for my perfect full coverage. So right now I'm just dotting a little bit of my L'Oreal True Match foundation all over the skin, which I am almost all out of. So I will need to be replacing this pretty soon. And so now that we look crazy, we're gonna mix a little bit of my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. I'm just going to squirt one little pump on my contoured Morphe sponge, and we will begin blending both of these foundations together all over the skin. By the way, if you guys hear a strange hum noise in the background, it's the fan that I have going on in my room. It is currently, I think, like 91 degrees outside. We're in the heat of July here in Michigan, and our air conditioning unit decided to go out on us. So it's really hot in my house. We do have a couple window units that got installed in the meantime before we can get somebody out to come fix it. And I'm not sure if you can hear it, but if you do, I apologize. I'm just trying to keep myself cool while I film, because with all my lights and my hair extensions and just, you know, cake and makeup on your face, it tends to get a little steamy in here. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have and trying to keep cool in this hot house. I'm going to try to be careful when blending my foundation on this side of the face, because when I was getting off work the other night, off my second job, I opened the car door as I was leaving work, and I don't even know how this happened, but I guess I didn't open the door well enough. It just kind of, when I went to go sit in the driver's seat, the car door like started closing on me, and I walked straight into the door, and I have a huge nodule on the side of my head. I just kind of sat in the car in silence. You ever like hurt yourself and it's so bad you can't even say anything? You just sit there and you just sit there. It was one of those. So I'm just gonna be careful in blending any and all of my makeup products in this general area of my face, because I can still feel it, and it's been 3 days. Next, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of concealer. The one that I have here is my current favorite, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This one is in the shade Medium 22. I like to apply Medium 20, but I did just self-tan the other night, so I just want to make sure that I have a little bit more of a medium neutral tone going on rather than like medium fair. So we're just going to begin blending this out underneath the eye where I have the most darkness. And I'm also going to be taking this on the lid, and this is going to prepare us for some of the eyeshadows that we're going to be going in with in just a minute. Even with using the medium 22 shade, I still feel like my foundation and my concealer combination is looking a little bit light compared to my tan. So I am going to go in with a couple bronzing products just to really warm the skin up so that we have a nice color consistency going on. Now before I move in with any powder products, I want to pick up another concealer here. This one is my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. I am going to be using this concealer to contour and bronze the skin a little bit. With this product, I like to work on one section of the face at a time because I do find that this product tends to dry down fairly quickly. And then picking up that same Morphe sponge, I'm going to begin blending this product so it looks nice and seamless. As you can see, it blends out so nicely, and it really adds just like some nice shape to the face. And then, like I said, just being very careful in this area because of that huge knot that I have. It looks super thick and dark when you first apply it, but with a little bit of blending, this stuff is just so good. Now I'm starting to really see that gorgeous bronze glow effect starting to come into play, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It really warms up the skin in such a beautiful way. It's not overdone. It looks really natural. Now that we have all of the cream products applied onto the skin, we can go in with powders. This is my Too Faced Born This Way Loose Ethereal Setting Powder. I like to just tap a little bit of it into the cap. And then I'll go in with my loved and trusted Morphe M438. This is tapered. I love it for setting my under eyes. So I'll take some of the powder on the bristles and I'll just kind of lightly stamp this in the areas where we applied our concealers. I like to take this right over the eyelid as well because it really helps to set the concealer, and I find that my eyeshadows blend so beautifully when I do this. I love to focus this in between the brows because I do make a lot of expressions throughout the day. So this is really just going to help to make sure that none of our cream products begin to crease or build up in that area. I'll run it all over the forehead because I have some fine lines in this area as well. And then I'll go in with a jumbo fluffy brush, something like this. Cat hair. And I'll dip the whole brush into the cap. And whatever's left in the cap, we'll just swirl this all over the rest of the face. The reason why I like to apply a translucent powder all over my face after I've set my under eye concealer is because when I go in with my powder bronzers, which I will show you guys in a minute, I find that this really helps my powder bronzers to blend more seamlessly because powder and powder is compatible. But if you take a powder and try to blend it on top of a liquid, sometimes it can tend to ball up depending on what products you're using. So I find that this works really nice for me. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what bronzers we're going in with today. I'm going in with two different bronzers, two of my most loved products right now. My first one that I have here is the Hoola Caramel Bronzer by Benefit Cosmetics, and the second bronzer that we're going to go in with is this one here by NARS Cosmetics. This is their Casino Bronzer. It's just like Laguna, but it's a little bit darker in tone, which I love. I'm just picking up my Eco Tools face brush and I'm dipping it into the NARS bronzer first because the Hoola Caramel is a little bit warmer. I don't want to say orange, but it's a little bit of a deeper tan. So I want to go in with this one first and we'll create a nice little ombre. I'm just going to be applying this in the areas where I laid down that Toast concealer. This step is not completely necessary, but because I love to have a super bronze effect on my skin, I just go in with this to have that little bit of an extra oomph. And I will take this product down my neck, sometimes even onto the chest area, because I find that I really just love it. We're going to complete the same steps on the other side. I'll get this really good in the forehead area along the hairline. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush, something like this. I believe this is meant for blush, but I like to use it for bronzer. I will open up my Hoola Caramel and just get a very little bit on the bristles. And I'm going to target this bronzer right in the upper portion of the hollow of the cheekbone, just to really deepen this area and make it look more sunken in. This is one of my tricks to just slim the face and make your contour look flawless. So then I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And do you see what I'm talking about? How it makes that really nice sort of like ombre effect with the bronzers? I love doing this, and then you can even take some of this up into the temple and the hairline. It's really going to bring that contour together. Now we can move forward into the eye portion of today's look. The palette that we're going to be going in with today is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I think I want to go in with this first one here called Comfort Zone. And I'm just going to target this shade all over the transition area. As we blend it into the transition area, I almost want to flick it out just lightly, so we have like a nice swooping effect. The neutrals in this palette blend so nicely. They really have a nice like true nude tone. So that's why we're going to go in with this palette here. Again, just keeping this shade super winged out. Now that we have this color laid down and blended out nicely, we're going to dip back into the palette, and I want to choose this shade here called G Money. Picking this up on my Sigma E35. This is very similar to the first fluffy brush that we used, but that one's a little bit bigger in size. So this brush is going to help us make this color more targeted. Again, I'm going to start laying this in the same area, just being a little bit more careful when I blend it out. I am applying this shade just slightly above the natural crease of my eye, because when we go in with our concealer to apply our cut crease, I want to make sure that you can still see these nude eyeshadows even when I'm looking straight forward. I do have hooded eyes, so I don't want these eyeshadows to just disappear when I'm looking straight on, rather than only being able to see the eyeshadows when my eyes are closed. Then we're going to dip back into the palette again, and on my Sigma E25, this brush is a little bit more dense. It's a little bit more of a packing brush, I guess you could say. And I'm going to dip into this shade here called Homebody. I'm just going to slightly and very lightly pack this right above the natural crease of my eye. Now I'm going in with a tapered brush. This one here is my Sigma E45, and I want to choose this white matte shade called Certified, and I'm going to be placing this right on the arch of the eyebrow. Give it a little baby buff to make sure that this looks nice and blended. Whew, my hair is starting to get frizzy. It's hot in here. Oh, girl, I'm sweating. I need to dab my mustache area. We're going to begin cutting our creases. I'm going in with this brush here. This is my JH41. This is a perfect concealer brush for what I'm going to try to do today. And the concealer that we're using is my Tarte Shape Tape. This one is in the shade 22N Light Neutral. So I'm going to get a little bit of this concealer on the back of my hand. Make sure you really let that concealer soak into the brush hairs, because it's going to create a very sturdy packing brush, and it's going to be perfect for cutting your crease. The way I like to cut my creases is I will lay a little bit of this concealer on the eye, just on the very lid. I'll go ahead and look up, and as you can see, there's little markings that this concealer left. So I'm going to follow where the concealer stamped itself. Then how I had those eyeshadows drawn out, we're basically just going to draw out the concealer as well. I'm going to attempt to do the same thing on the other side and make sure everything looks nice and even and as symmetrical as I can possibly get it. And then I'll just dab out the concealer wings just a little bit. I'm picking up my Sigma E40. This is just a nice fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to go back in with this shade right here, the nice matte white called Certified. And I'm just going to set that concealer in place with this eyeshadow. I don't want the neutral eyeshadow on my cut crease to come all the way down to the outer lash line. I really want to make sure that we have a nice gap going on in this area with the matte white so that it creates the illusion that the neutral eyeshadows are floating. Now that we have our wings going on, I'm just applying a little bit of mascara onto the lashes. This is my L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lash Mascara. I've used this for ages, and it's one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. It's really affordable, and I love how it separates each and every lash. I'm still waiting for the glue to dry down on my false lashes, but these are the Opulent eyelashes by Allure. They're one of my most used lashes. They're super lightweight. They look pretty natural on the spectrum of false lashes, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. So these are just one of my go-tos. And I'll just give them a good squeeze. Make sure they're laid down nicely. Okay, so now that we have our eyelashes applied, we can move into the coolest portion of today's look, which is the gemstones. I have a little bag of goodies right there. I'm going to just dump them out on my table, and we're going to go ahead and stick these on our eye. The way I've always known to apply stones on your eyes is just with lash glue. It's not going to harm the eye, it's not going to hurt your skin, it's not toxic, so this is just the way I like to do it. I'm going to begin dotting 3 dots at a time where I want to place these stones. And then I'm just going to use tweezers to pick up our stones. I'm starting with 3 dots at a time because I don't want all the glue to dry down and then me have to go reapply it, and then it would just be a big old mess. So 3 stones at a time seems pretty appropriate. Oh! I dropped it again. This is coming along really pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, one eye is done. Let's do the other one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stones on the other eye. So I want to make sure I get 10 stones on the one that I'm working on now, just so that everything like matches kind of nicely. Ooh, one more. Boom. Wow, girl, wow! Now that we have our gemstones applied, we can move into lips. I'm using this lip liner here by NYX Cosmetics. Actually, let me give it a little bit of a sharpen. I just got this lip liner and I've been using it every single day. It's so pretty. It's just like a really pretty neutral, light neutral nude, and it's very flattering just for every day. It's just perfect. For lipstick, I'm picking up this one here by MAC Cosmetics. This is their shade YASH. I'm almost out of it, so I'm definitely going to be having to repurchase this because I wear this every day. And I've been loving to go in with this liner here. This is by KKW Beauty in the shade Nude 0. And what I do with this is just apply it right in the center, and it creates such a beautiful nude ombre. Just in the center though. I don't like to bring it on the outer portion of the lips, just in the middle, and it looks so good. I love it. Now to get a really nice, refreshing glow on my skin, I like to go in with my highlighter here. This is by Becca Cosmetics, and I like to apply it with my JH32 brush. So I just get a very little bit of this highlighter. A little goes a long way, and this compact will last you forever. I take a little bit of that on my brush, and then I just begin swirling it on the high points of my cheekbone. Look at that glow. Oh, honey. This is like my ultimate secret to healthy looking skin. It makes you look so hydrated. I like to apply this in the center of my brows and kind of just drag it down the bridge just a very little bit. I'll hit the tip of the nose. Gives you that perfect little button nose effect. And along the cupid's bow and the perimeter of the top lip. Just a dash on the chin, not too much, just a little bit. And then I actually like to take this on the brow as well. So now that my skin is literally beaming, I want to lock it all in place and make sure it stays all day long. So I'll take a little bit of this setting spray. This is the All Nighter by Urban Decay. I love this stuff. Woo! I had such a blast creating this look. It's so glam, so glitzy. Shout out to Jamie for the inspiration behind today's look. I'm a huge fan of Jamie's work, so I could not resist recreating this look right here. I love it. I think it turned out so cool. So definitely don't forget to check out her YouTube channel as well as her Instagram for more makeup looks and inspirational tutorials. I am dying of heat in this bedroom, so I need to unclip these hair extensions and go cool off for a little bit. So without further ado, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video and spending some time with me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that like button, and I will see you in next week's video. Mwah! Bye guys.